Hey guys, it's Ty from the Gaming Hub, and this week we're going to look at Resident Evil Revelations 2. This game, when it was announced last year, was supposed to be the big comeback for this franchise to its scary roots. There was a lot of hype between it. You know, a lot of people were going all nuts that, oh my god, Barry Burton's going to be in this game. He's my personal favorite. He hasn't even been seen since his little cameo at the end of Resident Evil 3. Plus, a longtime favorite of everyone of the franchise, Claire Redfield, was going to be in this game. So there was a lot of hype to this game because everyone made it sound like this was going to be the big comeback for this franchise to set it back on track. And you know what? I myself was excited. Everyone said, oh yeah, Allison Court, the original voice actress for Claire Redfield, who's done Claire every single Resident Evil up until this point, was also going to be in the game. And oh my god! Plus on top of that, this game was going to be released in episode format that would be released in the form of DLC 1 week apart from each other, similar to the Walking Dead game by Telltales, right? So there was a lot of hype and excitement over this game. Great rejoice for everyone. I myself waited until the final episode came out. That way I can get my hands on the DLC free disc version. Why? Because you get the 2 bonus episodes in it, and these 2 bonus episodes give you a little bit extra content. They add a little bit more character towards the story, plus they do a great job of filling in a lot of the plot holes the first 4 episodes will leave you, the gamer, with. So I, from a gamer, could appreciate that. And oh my god, I was so excited for this game, and when I finally got my hands on it, then I started to play it. And there she is in final and awesome form. Claire, take no shit from anyone. Redfield. There you are, baby. You're looking good as always. And then, there's my boy, Barry, Badass, Burton. That's right, lock and load, motherfucker. Now, if I could sum this game up in one word, it would be disappointing. I'm not even kidding you. I mean, this wasn't exactly a bad or horrible game. It just wasn't a great one by any stretch of the imagination, especially with all the hype about it. That made it that much more disappointing for me. I mean, when you compare this game's technical issues to previous Resident Evil titles like 5 and 6 that have been out for years now, you would see a lot of bad comparisons. I mean, sure, there's a cool upgrade system in this game, like with workbenches and skill trees that can further improve your weapons or your character's abilities. That's cool and all. Give you a little hint of an RPG, but still, the scenery graphics to this game are just, you know, compared to other games that have been out for a while now, subpar. It looks like this game was done low budget. It actually feels like to me this game wasn't even finished yet. I would have preferred it if this game were to be delayed 6 months, and that way we, the players, would get a better and more polished product. I mean, the character designs aren't bad. The enemy designs don't look horrible either. It's just, I don't know, it just feels like this game is a little bit bland on the scenery. I mean, they tried to recreate, you know, scary backgrounds, dark, narrow corridors. I get it. It's not badly executed. It just could have been done better. Compared to other installments, this game is really subpar with the graphics, and not to mention when you switch from one part of the map to another, you get a lot of frame rate drop issues, which cause a lot of lag. And this also occurs in every single cinematic and every cutscene. Frame rate drops, lag issues. I have never seen this before in a Resident Evil title or in a Capcom title ever. And I thought Capcom was better than this. I thought they could do better a job than this. It just felt like, really, it's like this whole project felt like it was rushed. They could have done a better job if they put a little bit more effort into it. I mean, come on, people. This is supposed to be Resident Evil. And with all the hype behind this game, it just feels like this was just that much more disappointing because of that. Even in the cinematics, the graphics are just well below this franchise's standards. It's not like Capcom can't afford, you know, the money required to give us the best of the best. It's one of the richest video game franchises on the planet, so, or companies, rather. It just, this is completely beneath them. Aye. The game was supposed to be a big comeback to this franchise's scary roots, and yeah, there were a couple of scenes that made me jump out of my skin because I'm a sucker for jump scares, and the bosses were kind of intense. Sure, the enemy designs were not bad, but it just, was I scared? No. Maybe jump a few times, sure, but I was like, okay, I know the formula of Resident Evil inside and out, so I'm pretty well conditioned on what to expect, so this game didn't really have a whole lot of originality. It was nothing I haven't personally dealt with before, so I knew what was coming. So therefore, it just didn't feel scary to me at all, which is a big disappointment. Not to mention, in the first 10 seconds, I couldn't help but notice that Allison Court, you know, the original voice actress for Claire Redfield, she wasn't in it! Whoever this new chick was, that wasn't her. Oh, by the way, you can stealth kill in this game. That was cool, by the way. No Allison Court, though. And because official sources were saying, yeah, she's back, she's going to be in it, why wasn't she in it then? I mean, come on. What the hell? Another letdown promise. It just, I mean, it wouldn't have bothered me so much if she wasn't in it. Just don't promise she wasn't in it. Therefore, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal for me. I wouldn't have cared. But, oh well, I guess they had to go for the jugular on the disappointment tree this time. Oy. Now, originality for the story, it's not there either. I mean, Claire's stranded on an island. That's Resident Evil Code Veronica. And the whole mechanic that was used to switch back and forth with characters between Barry to Natalia or from Claire to Moira, that's Resident Evil 0. And the whole plot of the story seems to revolve around a relative of Wesker. That's Resident Evil 6. So, again, no originality here, and it's not like they couldn't have done it. They just chose not to, in my opinion. Whee! Yeah, oh, look at that frame rate, drop leg issues. Okay, now let's go towards what this game actually did that was right. Let's talk about what worked in this game. Combat, control over your characters in this game was smooth. I mean, you can actually aim, move, and shoot all at the same time. You can even run and knife at the same time, which has never been done in a Resident Evil game before, but that does not include Umbrella Chronicles or Darkside Chronicles, because those are rail shooters. They don't count. But, yeah, the mechanics behind the controls of this game were solid. That was one of the great things about this game that actually worked, was the control that you get over the character. And voice acting, you know, it's not what I would not have expected out of a Resident Evil title. I mean, yeah, there's some parts that made me go, oh yeah, that was badass. But then there are some parts that make me roll my eyes and go, oh my god, did he really just say that? That was so lame! Oh well. Like I said, this is pretty traditional in a Resident Evil game anyway, so I didn't really fault it for that. That's just the status quo. But you better watch out. Booby traps! You gotta keep your eyes peeled in this game. You might want to use Natalia to go scout ahead, because she can see things Barry can't, even with his flashlight. Oh yes, sleepy doggies. Watch out for them, because they are basically pack hunters. There's never usually just one, so keep your eyes peeled. When there's one, there's always more. Uh-oh, here they come! Boom! There you go. Yeah, combat, for what it was worth, was actually enjoyable, but it wasn't scary. I mean, Claire, when she starts the game, all she has is a knife, but when Barry starts, he's got an assault rifle, he's got a knife, he's got a pistol, and his badass Magnum 6-shooter, so, yeah, he feels like an unstoppable killing machine, which, I guess takes away from the scares. Ammo, it's pretty hard to find ammo in this game unless you know how to look. So you might want to conserve, but me, I like to go in guns blazing. I don't care. So, yeah, I guess that made it that much less scary for me, because I knew I was never in danger of running out of ammo, because I knew how to find it. And, ooh, jeez. Yeah, don't let me get close to you. That's when it's game over. But I still knew the formula. I understand how the mechanics of this game worked, and I understood, you know, what to do and not to do to survive in a game like this. So maybe I'm just conditioned for it. But then again, there was other games that I played from start to finish, like the Silent Hill games, and every single new title somehow scared the crap out of me. They always knew what to do to make me scared from beginning to end. So you can't just say, well, I just played every single game from start to finish and I just know what to expect. Nah, I played Dead Space, I played Silent Hill, and those games managed to stay scary with every new entry, so there you go. Ouch. Oh, God. Get off. Come on, shoot him. Ay. Nice, good shot. And wrapping up today's episode, you heard the testimony, now it's time for the verdict. Like I said, this game is disappointing, and in my opinion, it's bar none the weakest Resident Evil title of the entire franchise to date. And a lot of that is contributed to its subpar graphics, all the lag and technical issues, broken promises. It just, there's strike 1, 2, and 3 right there for you. I'm a fan of this franchise, and for me, this just felt bad. I would have, like I said earlier, preferred a 6-month delay to give me a better version of this game. This is just such a letdown. Such a letdown. That's so disappointing. I gave this game, let me just put it to you this way, because I got the disc version, and I got the 2 bonus episodes, it gave me a little bit extra and filled in a lot of the plot holes. That saved me from giving this game a failing grade. So I am now going to give it a reluctant but honest 5.5 out of 10. That's what I give it. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion of this game because I call it like I see it. This is not a great game. It's not a horrible game. It was a big letdown. That's all it was. So anyways, that about wraps it up. So thanks a lot for tuning into this exciting episode of the Gaming Helm, or should I say this informative episode of the Gaming Helm. Hope you enjoyed it, and you know what? We'll see you next time. Take her easy.